What's up, everybody? Dirtbag Gaming here, the channel for casual raiders. We did it. So we actually did Faction Wars 21 of the Knights Revenant. Sorry, I was about to say Sacred Order again. But Knights Revenant, we did it last night twice. So the first time we did it, I wasn't recording it. I was just doing it on my phone, trying out this new team. And we did it, so I was like, all right, now I have to make a video on it and do it all over again. But the first time we did it was a one-stop shop. We did the entire thing full clear. This time we actually failed, and I had to go back in, do it again. And when I went back in, I had to go to the final boss and then try to do it like 3 or 4 times. But we did it, and we'll go through everything. So this video is going to go through. I already recorded this, so we're kind of just going over it. But I leveled up a faceless. I would say with this team, if you don't have any legendaries, you need a faceless at 60. He's your damage dealer. He's the one who kills the Valkyries and the Martyrs and all that stuff. So without a faceless, it's very hard. I haven't tried it with anybody else, so I can't really give you any insight. But for my team that we did, we used faceless as the dps'r. And the new girl, the old granny lady, having her obviously definitely helps. We didn't need her the first time I cleared her. Like, nobody died. So the second time I did it, Faceless actually died just because I wasn't really paying attention to his health. So you don't technically need her, it just helps out a lot if you have her. And the best part about it, she's only level 50. So we have a level 50 in here. We have Sinesha, I just got her to level 60. Faceless just got to level 60. What's her name? The priest girl. Doom Priest, we had her as clan boss champion, so we didn't really have to change anything about her. And obviously, Miscreated Monster. A lot of people probably have Miscreated Monster. If you don't, he definitely helps out with the waves, but he's not needed. He helps out with stuns a lot, so he definitely helps. But this is the team. So obviously, you can see no legendaries. We're kind of going through the waves. Obviously, the first wave is a lot easier than the second wave. The second wave, you really want to try and focus not putting on buffs on your team, because when you put up buffs, the Valkyries will just take your turn meter, go faster, and then they'll kill your whole team. So if you've been noticing, Faceless kind of just goes in and nukes people. He is in a relentless set. So I'll show you all the gear, stats, masteries, everything at the end of the video. But at least it's recorded so I can fast forward where we need to fast forward. So again, this wave is pretty easy. As long as you can stun or control the two Martyrs, it's not that big of a deal. And then we'll fast forward to the second wave. So the second wave, this is the big deal. So I'm going to try and start it. So once we start the second wave, the RNG is just on point. Notice how many stuns we get. Sinesha is in the stun set, and Miscreated Monster just has stuns innately. So we're going to try and stun. Look at that, we got 3 stuns there. So all I'm going to do is focus on this middle Valkyrie and try not to do buffs, because if you do buffs, again, they boost up. So I'm like trying to do the buffs, but I don't want to do the buffs. Having her in there, resetting their cooldowns, as well as providing a ton of heals, huge. But just look at how many stuns we're getting off on this wave. Like, it just helped out so much. But this was the time that we actually failed, because I lost too many people. So I think Faceless died, and then Sinesha died, and then she died, so I had to restart. There you go. So he died, so I had to res him back up, and then Sinesha eventually dies, Miscreated Monster dies, she dies. So yeah, it just wasn't good. So I think we got all the way to there, and I was like, maybe I can res him back up, and I did. So then everybody died. Okay, so we reset. So we reset, started over again. Got the RNG procs. Look at that, stun, 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 stun everywhere. Sinesha having a stun set with accuracy helped out a lot. I changed up her accuracy. I changed up Miscreated Monster's accuracy. So yeah, so let's get into the second wave again, because this one's pretty easy. So once we get to the second wave, okay, so right when we get to the second wave, we're like, all right, let's stun. One stun. Not as good as the first time. Just try and do some damage. So he ignores 100% of the defense. That's why he hits, pretty hard. He's in really good gear right now. But we still have everybody like doing the counterattacks. So you just gotta really be careful because having old Granny in here, she heals a lot, and we're just trying to damage the one that's stunned now so they don't counterattack. But look, we put the heals up, all the Valkyries went faster, they still have a turn meter, but at least she healed for a little bit. So if you have to heal back up, do it. So Nesha putting up the heal definitely helps out if you don't have the old lady. But we're gonna try and reset some cooldowns. Got it. She actually stunned on that one, which was great. Okay, so he only has, I think, 90% crit rate, so that's why I have to keep putting up my crit rate to try and do more damage. And it comes in at the end for the boss because I didn't kill him 3 times, so he literally kept stealing or restarting the 12 turn clock. So that was annoying. That's why this run took 35 minutes. The first run took 26 minutes, one time through. But the stuns, again, stuns are going great. It's a lot of RNG, but I only have one person in stun set, which is Slanesha, and his creative monster just stuns actually quite often. So coming in. I think once we get one Valkyrie down, it starts becoming a lot easier. Then we have to focus on the next one. So there's no counterattack up beside the one that's stunned. The guy all the way to the left has a killable buff. We stunned him, so that's great. You don't, for miscreated monster, here's the tip: don't put up his share damage because he'll just die. Like everybody else just takes too much damage. He'll take too much damage and then he'll die. But really, all about just focusing on one Valkyrie, then get the other Valkyrie, and then get the other Valkyrie. Some videos you'll see they have just one shot faceless, which I tried to do, it just didn't work out. So this is going to be an average build for casual raiders. So if you like raid, if these videos are helping out, hit the subscribe at the bottom. A ton more videos are coming out soon. I think we're about halfway done the faction wars. So every time I complete a faction wars, I'll post a video about it. Some Legos, some not Legos. The last 2 I had didn't have any Legos. So, and then we were able to 2-man the barbarian one, which was pretty cool, which anybody could do that one. Alright, so we're getting all the way to, let's fast forward. Alright, so there you go. So he died. So having her in here to res up, finally we got a rezer in this faction. So res him up, puts a veil on him so nobody could attack him. But again, I did this without anybody dying the first time. So if you don't have her, don't worry, you can still do it as long as you have like a healer in her place. She doesn't have any masteries, guys. Like she literally is just providing the heals. So I was able to take down the final boss with a 60 faceless. So if you replace her with a healer or like a I forget the one buffer, the one that boosts up the speed, you can replace her with. I'm just looking at my vault. Replace her with Golden Reaper, you should be good. Golden Reaper brings in attack down, brings in a decrease in the cooldown, and also boosts up the speed of your champions and the turn meter. So you can bring in her. Make sure you don't do that A3 on this wave though, because you will screw yourself. So you can bring in her, or you can bring in another healer. Right, so we're at 8 minutes now, and we still have 2 Valkyries up. There you go. So just did the freaking shield again. It's just it's so long, but I have enough healing that I'm okay. And a lot of people are single target besides Slanesha. So if you have to just single target just to get one counterattack, that's good. Here you go. She's about to be counterattacked a crap ton until you stun 2 people. So that definitely helps out. Here comes faceless, finish off that Valkyrie, boom. Alright, so now we got 2 down. Now I'm like, alright, we can do this. If I can get to the boss, we got this. So let's fast forward. Focusing on the 3rd Valkyrie, getting him down. And then once we, boom, so stunned. Got him down, got another stun off. So now we're just basically getting these guys down, getting all of our cooldowns up and running for the final boss. Now the final boss, here's the final boss right here. So the final boss, take down the ads first. Don't focus on the boss because it's literally a DPS race once you get to the boss. All right, so here's the boss. So literally we're just focusing on the right ad, taking time, healing up. Look at the counter at the top. So that middle counter where it says 3, once that gets down to 2 and 1, he's going to start stealing your buffs. So that's the one spell that steals people's buffs. He does put up a fear on everybody. So sometimes Faceless gets feared so that he doesn't get to go. That's kind of why it took so long. But once you get the ads down, now he has 2 turns left for that stealing buff, so I can do all of these skills now. Once it gets down to 1 turn, you don't want to put up any buffs. Once you put up the continuous heal buff from Miscreated Monster, you're done. You have to not reset, but you're gonna have to reset the turn meter if you're in the countdown, which I had to do. I'll show you guys. All right, so once we get these 2 ads down, you start seeing his health slowly go down, slowly. We're at 15 minutes so far, but getting all the way down. And then once you see it get down enough, he then changes health with one of your guys. So let's see who he puts it on. And then that's when the countdown starts. So we'll see that probably next time. Like I said, we'll go over all the gear, masters, and everything at the end. He's hitting for around 40 to 60k faceless. Sometimes you see people hit for like 100k. I'm like, how? All right, there you go. So he changed it with Miscreated Monster. Now, what I didn't notice here was see the middle. Let me pause this. Okay, look. So this was my mistake. See the middle skill, it's not on cooldown right now. I wasn't looking at that. So what I literally just did was I put up all my buffs. And then she goes, heals everybody, puts up the continuous heal, and look at that. He just stole it all. And my countdown's going, so there's no way that I'm gonna do this run. So literally I'm like, crap. So here comes another freaking 20 minutes of putting all this down and then resetting. But I'm fine. I'm like, all right, let me just get all the way down. It's gonna take another 20 minutes, but let's fast forward. So we're gonna fast forward. Now look at the turn meter. It's 6, 5, 4. He's at 2 turns left, and he's over halfway. I'm like, all right, this isn't gonna work, but we're gonna try it again. So we are going down. So now he's about to steal my health again. So whose health is he going to steal this time? I'm going to save that. Now we'll do it. So we hit it. 42,000. He went again. Relentless helps. Stole Miscreated Monster's health again. So now we're starting back over. So now this is literally a DPS race to the end. I checked the cooldown now. It's 2 turns, so we're good. I didn't know Slanesh that actually heals her teammates if, I think she hits or crits somebody. So I have to check out her skills because I found that out this run. And it helps a lot. All right, so now we're going back down. Now I think this is the run that I just didn't have enough DPS because I didn't get the procs for Relentless. He got feared a bunch of times, so that actually stopped a lot of damage coming in. So I'm going to fast forward. We got down to look. So he's at 2 turns and he's almost dead. Not really, but it's literally again just a race to try and finish off that turn meter. So let's see if anything procs. Nothing procs. So I literally have 1 turn to finish off his HP. Probably not going to happen. Let's see what Faceless hits for. So 41k, so it's not going to do it. So literally I had to restart again. So I think this is the 3rd or 4th restart of this boss, but we're still good. Like we were flying through it. So he just reset again. So let's keep going. Now I think I told you that Faceless died this turn. But look, he's at 7 cooldowns, and I'm ticking down pretty good. Faceless procced his thing a couple times. Relentless, is that what it is? He procced his Relentless, that's what it was. So he procced his Relentless a couple times, which helped out so much during this time. He has a counterattack on him, but he got feared. So we're going to put up the increased crit. So then I'm going to put up, I don't know if I put up the attack. I didn't. And then he's going to hit for 40k. So we got 5 more turns to try and beat him. Literally at this point, I'm like, all right, I wanted to heal up there, but I was like, I just have to do damage. So everybody has to do damage. We put up the increased attack, heal with her, which is great. Do more damage. He actually does more damage on his A2 than his A1. So that was only 22k, but that wasn't the big hitter. So literally everybody's just doing their A1, trying to do as much damage as possible. I think only Doom Priest has War Master. So that's why like nobody's doing any damage. So like I said, he does watch out for the A2 because he does put up buffs. But what's cool is the boss doesn't take the shield. So I don't know why. Alright, so he's at 2 turns left, and I have Faceless, which, let's see if he procs it. He proc the extra turn, and then I did the big hit for 43,000. I'm like, alright, am I going to be able to finally finish him off with 1 more turn to go? But that Relentless proc came in so clutch right there. He didn't get feared. So the RNG was working for me. He didn't get feared. So I'm like, alright, look at that extra turn. So I get to go 1 more time. So let's see if I can finish him off 1 last hit. Do I get it? No, I got it. So look, I literally got all the way down to the final thing, and I had to I'm sorry, I thought that was the last time. But notice that I'm doing so much more damage now, and he didn't even reset yet. So he's at full turns, but he's already down like maybe 10% of his HP. And this is the time that he actually dies. So I'm going to find where he died. Look, so he died. She was able to res him back up right here, boost up the turn meter. So he was able to go even though he got resed up. And then now we're fully healed again. So we're at 7 turns. He's a little bit more than halfway. But I'm like, all right, we're definitely better than we are at every other stage. So now let's fast forward to it. Get all the way down to the final 3 turns. Sorry, this video is a little bit longer than usual. This was a hard freaking stage. So now we're down to 2 turns. He's hitting for 70k. He hit for 70k that time. That was probably the biggest hit. So I was like, all right, we got this. We got 2 more turns to finish off like 10% of his HP. And then boom, 42k, and then we got, now it's just A1s. That would have sucked because if he would have, stole like continuous heal or something, but that was the second time we did it. It took 32 minutes that time. The best time I had it for the first time I did it was 26 minutes. So let's close that. All right, so now let's go over to the guys. So if you notice, the Rotos actually am missing 2 gear because I borrowed some pieces. I'm figuring that that's how you beat Faction Wars, is you borrow the best pieces from your best champs and put it on the people that you know are going to be good in Faction Wars. So that is my tip to you guys, is when you're really focusing on beating 1 stage of Faction Wars, spend the silver, get the best gear off your best champions, and put it on the guys that you're going to be running in Faction Wars. Like Fenix, who I ran in Sacred Order. I took off best gear from the other people, put it on him, but I'm probably going to keep him for Ice Golem if I run that. So let's get into the champs that we actually used. So we'll start with the MVP, which is Faceless. We got him up to level 60. He might be 59. He's 59, so we didn't even get him to 60. But his masteries, I actually bought the masteries. I felt bad. I'm like, all right, I had the diamonds. I want to get this freaking done. I'm just going to buy the masteries. So I bought the masteries for him, which I really want to get Lydia. Like, if you guys don't know, I really want freaking Lydia. But masteries, we went down, basic tree. I bought this in so I could do more to shields for the Valkyries. And then we went down to crit damage because he ignores 100% of the defense, so we don't need Helm Smasher. There was a video out there that somebody had Helm Smasher on them. I'm like, why? But We're doing just a crap ton of damage. We get a shield up anytime we kill somebody, and then we want crit damage. Now this is for the counter attack. This heals you anytime you kill an enemy champion, which happens, and then this reduces damage. But this is the one where if you get 25% of your HP, you counter attack, which actually happens because he doesn't have a lot of HP. This one also increases the healing received, so it helps out with your other healers. His skills, no books, but A1, 15% chance of placing an extra hit, which is cool because it works well with Relentless. So 15% chance to go again, plus the Relentless proc. This one increases your crit rate, so if you wanted to go 70% crit rate, you potentially could, because it is on a 3-turn cooldown with no books, and this is on a 3-turn cooldown with no books. So if you wanted to put this up, like first, you get then 2 turns to then hit this at 100% crit rate. So completely up to you. I went with the 90% crit rate, but this ignores shield and block damage buffs, as well as defense. So it ignores all of that based off of attack. So he hits hard. Like if you have him, get him up to 60, do your faction wars, and then either use him in PvP 3v3 or just keep him in your faction wars auto runs. All right. His aura increases attack in arena battles. It's okay. This is kind of what you want. Is you just want to get him up and running so that way you can finally finish this faction. Now artifacts. Again, we went with a Relentless build just so we can get more turns. It definitely helped out with on the boss, finally beating it with the race. So it procced when it needed to. So we again took all this gear off most of the other champions. We have speed. He doesn't need accuracy at all. They just happen to have accuracy. Speed, crit rate, speed, crit damage. Crit damage gloves is one of the best gloves I have on my account. It does have accuracy though, but HP, attack, and crit rate. We have attack, crit rate, and then speed with crit rate. So a lot of crit rate. We were able to get up to 84%. I thought it was 90. 84% crit rate, but again, with that extra 30% that he's putting on himself, it gets above 100. 261 critical damage. So again, I was only doing like 40,000 on the boss. Some guys, some builds have them do like 80 to 100. It's probably because they have a crap ton more attack. I only have 3,200 attack. If you had around 5,000, maybe 6,000 attack, you'd hit for a lot harder. But I don't. So again, this is an average build. Average. 206 speed. Get this up as fast as you possibly can because you want him to go almost twice for the boss because it is a DPS race. You don't need any accuracy. You don't need. I mean, you could have resistance, but you don't need it. Really, it's just getting the crit rate, maybe 70%, but then boosting it crit damage, but getting a lot of attack. So if I were to go back, I'd probably get a lot more attack, but we did it. His banner, attack, speed, crit damage, obviously, and then HP. If you can go attack, but I just wanted him to survive a little longer. But we got attack roll here, so I wasn't that worried about it. So that was the MVP right there. So the next person we're going to go over is, I'm going to do a guide on her after this, is Rector Draft. I wasn't sure if I needed to get her to 60 for the faction wars, but I was going to test her out at 50. We did it, so you don't need to get her to 60. Save your stuff. Do level her books though. She's definitely worth it. I'm using her in the Doom Tower. She's got an aura, increases ally resistance Doom Tower by 55. Sick. Because in Doom Tower, we definitely need resistance a lot. She has this, which provides a single ally. You guys saw that. 60% HP and fills their turn immediately by 60% and puts up a perfect veil. She is phenomenal. You can use her in a lot of places in this game. So that's why I put books into her. This one, whenever an ally, this is how she heals so much. Whenever an ally is under perfect veil or veil, heals them by 10% of their max HP, also increase the resistance of all allies under veil by 50%. So she brings in 50 plus that, so it's almost 105 extra resistance when your guys are under veil, which is huge. Really good. This one heals all allies by 20% instantly of this champion's max HP. That's why I try to put as much HP on her as possible. After healing, place the perfect veil buff for 2 turns on all allies with full HP. Place a 15% continuous heal. So if they have full HP, you actually place a 15% continuous heal for 1 turn. If they have less than, okay, so basically you put up a perfect veil. If they have less than 100% HP, you actually put up a 15% continuous heal. So you heal them for 20%, put up a perfect veil, and if they're not at 100%, you put up a continuous heal. Like, that is so much healing in one skill. It's insane. It's on a 4-turn cooldown, so you want her fast. For A1, I didn't build it with any accuracy, but you can bring in a decreased attack by 50%. There's only 35%, 45, up to 50% if you fully book. I didn't want to waste that last book on that last skill because I really don't care about it. You really just want to get this down to 4-turn and possibly this down to 4-turn. If you get these two, if you lucked out, you're good. Right? So that's her skills. Very, very good champion. These are our artifacts. This is probably the best healing. I used this in my other guide with her, with Mother Superior. So I literally took off, this is what I was saying. I took off her best gear and I put it on a rare champion, and she heals for so freaking much. So if you have her, check out that guide. Let's go back to here. So we have speed and heat and HP. Look at that HP roll. Awesome. Look at that HP roll. Awesome. Look at that speed roll. Awesome. Speed, HP. HP. This is a white chess piece, guys. I'm using a white chess piece on my Faction Wars 21 team. No Legos. Let's go. Just look at those rolls though on the white. Hilarious. I have leveled it to 16. That was big recently too. Alright, and then boot speed, obviously, but look at the roll for HP. I love it. Best freaking HP gear I have in this entire account, and I put it on level 50. So there you go. The ring, you got HP roll, and then HP with defense and accuracy roll. You don't need any of those, but maybe resistance. Probably get her resistance up higher. So HP resistance. And then no banner. But obviously, I would go with the HP banner with a ton of speed. I'll even add that one. Maybe defense. Nah, she probably just wants HP. Okay, I don't have any. Doesn't matter. I'm not gonna level over 60 anytime soon. There you go. HP, speed, defense. That's a pretty good banner. Pretty. All right, this banner, perfect. So I'd probably level this to 12. Get that. You can't even see. I'm sorry. Okay, so there you go. So look at that banner. 12 speed. Get this up to level 12. Hopefully it gets an HP. Like, this would be a perfect banner for her. It would probably increase her HP by another 5 to 6,000, maybe even 7,000 because she's not level 60 yet. Her total stats are as follows. We have 54,000 HP, 1,700 defense, 195 speed. Obviously, with the banner, that'd be well over 200. No crit damage. I wish the resist was higher, and no accuracy. So literally with this champion, speed, HP, all you're focused on. And she heals for crap ton. So that's her. What else did we bring in? We had Miscreated Monster. I did a guide on him. I'm not sure if it's the most updated, but we did update him for Doom Tower. I might have to do another guide on him. But what you're focused on with Miscreated Monster is Spiders, Doom Tower, and now Faction Wars. So if you book him for Doom Tower and Spider, you should be good to go. Just use the same one. His gear, really just HP, crit, and speed. HP, crit damage, crit rate, that's really good. Accuracy, you do want accuracy on him to land stuns, so I take that back, get accuracy on him. HP, not 16. Speed, crit rate, and then speed with crit rate, crit damage. HP for the ring, crit damage for the not 16, and then accuracy definitely with speed and HP. So those are really good banner for him. His total stats are 72,000, 223 speed. He's my fastest in my Doom Tower Scarab King boss, because you need him to put the shield up first. 100% crit rate, perfect. And then 132% crit damage. I wish this was higher, but it's not. And then 201 accuracy. So this could be higher as well. What I would change on him, right now we have Master, he's going into Helm Smasher just so he can hit the spiders for as much as he possibly can. You can go with War Master. So if I were to change him, I'd probably go with War Master. We might actually change him. I'm going to put War Master on him, so that way he hits the Scarab a little bit harder. He might hit the spiders a little bit harder, and then he's going to hit with the Faction a little bit harder. So I'd probably go War Master with him. This is just to do, I mean, he has 100% crit rate, so if he ignores armor, hits a little bit harder. It's up to you guys. And then we went with this tree. I don't know if I want to go with this more. I mean, he does increase shields. Yeah, so this is going with a more shield route, and in spiders he puts up like a 300,000 shield, so it's great. And then skills are fully booked out. So if you don't know what he does, you should go watch some videos. He does everything. Puts up a stun, decreased defense if he stuns somebody, which is great. Definitely book this guy out. This one puts up stuns and shield on his allies. This one you don't want to use in faction wars. Don't use this at all. Don't do it. This one puts up a fear. If his accuracy is high enough, he's going to fear people whenever they're attacked under ally protection, but you're not going to put up the ally protection in faction wars, so this is kind of pointless in faction wars. But in spiders and Doom Tower are very, very good. And he brings an aura in HP by 33% in arena. So that was Mystery Monster. Then Slanesha, I was actually new to her, so I had her at level 50 for a while. I couldn't do it at level 50, so I leveled her to level 60. We have a basic sunset on her. Nothing crazy. I think I borrowed this. No, I leveled this up. HP. She was made to do damage when I first leveled her. Just make her tanky. Like just literally bring her in there for the heals and stuns. So you want accuracy, HP, and speed. That's all you're focused on with her. So what we got going on right now is crit rate, HP, speed, accuracy. This I wish I had a better helmet. Defense, speed, HP, speed with HP main stat, HP main stat, really good boots, defense, accuracy. We have ring, HP, defense with accuracy roll, get the accuracy, and then accuracy with speed, defense, and HP. So pretty good banner. Total stats, we have 59,000, so that's pretty high. 3,000 defense, which is really good for faction wars. We have 184 speed. I wish this was higher. But it's not. It's literally no crit and crit damage. Once I finished it, so now once I level up my Doom Priest, I'm going to change her straight to DPS. So we're going to take off this gear and probably put it on somebody else. But 254 accuracy is really what you're aiming for. It's really what you're aiming for because you want her to land the stuns. So she has a skill that has an AoE. A1, so it's able to place the stun by 18%. Attacks all enemies, plays an extra hit with less than 50% HP, so once they get lower, she's not doing any damage though. She has no masteries. Vaporize though, this is really good. Puts target skills on cooldown, heals an ally with the lowest HP by 25%. I forgot about that last part. I knew it did the skill cooldown, but knowing this, she just S-tiered faction wars. Cooldown 3 turns, so she's basically putting the Valkyrie's skills on cooldown, and she's healing up Faceless without even trying. So she heals Faceless for around 10,000. She heals everybody else for around 15 to 20,000 because they all have a crap ton of HP. And then finally, with this one, equalize the HP of all allies. The HP levels of all allies will brought up to the level of the ally with highest HP. So this is phenomenal heal, and you don't have to worry about buffs because it just heals with no buffs. The Valkyries don't care, and the boss doesn't care. So very good skill. She's the leader, so you definitely want. Sorry, we are back. So where were we? Oh, this is going to be the lead. So she's bringing in 31% extra HP for your allies, which is huge, especially if you're bringing in a bunch of people with a ton of HP, like we do have. So that was that one. Doom Priest, I had her playing ball. She was actually the only one doing damage with War Master. So this is her masteries. Basic build all the way down to War Master, and then just kind of making her a little bit faster and providing a little more heals. And her main stats, I've switched up her gear so many times, but she's at 195 speed, 2800. This used to be 4,000, but 2800 defense, 72,000 HP, which is pretty good. No crit damage. 100. She doesn't need anything. Like she literally just needs HP, speed, and maybe some defense. But she's providing a crap ton of heals, 7.5% every turn. From this, heals allies by 7.5% of their HP and removes one random debuff at the start. So she's clutch in this faction where she helps out so much removing buffs. She puts up force ally speeds. We don't really have any force. This one I brought in for your champ. So this actually helps out with faceless. So you should buff up whenever the boss isn't going to steal it. So when the boss thing is on cooldown, then you put up this, so that way faceless can then hit a little bit harder. And this one is literally just putting a random crit rate on your champion. So if faceless actually gets the crit rate, he can then just do his A3 instead of doing his A2. So try to remember that. Or do the A1 to try and get an extra chance to go again. So her with faceless is very good. And her gear, real quick, is 4-star. We've got speed HP, speed HP, speed HP, HP with defense, HP with HP. So this I probably switched with I need more speed, and this one probably getting more speed. So I definitely switched these two for speed. And this one, level 4-star boots. So literally, guys, basic gear. You have HP, defense with doesn't matter HP, and then defense with speed and HP. So that is my decrease. I think that was everybody, right? Yeah. So those are the champions that I ran. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the new girl. So there you go. So let me know if this helps. If you guys are going to use the same champions, if you have the same champions, there are some people that you can interchange and kind of do that. But just check out the stats I had. 1 level 50, couple average gear. Only one person had full masteries with War Master. The other two had like more DPS masteries. Just play around with it. Let me know in the comments below if it helped out. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate everybody, my fellow dirtbags who are with the channel. And yeah, I guess next we're doing is I'm focusing on is skinwalkers. We finally got Brachus, so we're going to do Brachus in 4 days. Yeah, I'll do another guide on that. So guys, appreciate it. Good luck with everything, and enjoy the rest of your week.